So another founder in car. Today we will talk about biotech, medtech companies from a startup perspective. So this is the territory that I am active in, and I really like that because you get very nice innovation that you can bring back to the clients. So for example, if there's a patient and you have developed an innovation, or your party has developed an innovation, for example in the university, as a biotech medtech company you have the purpose to bring that innovation to the market. And that's very nice because that way breakthrough innovations will lead to improved care for example patients, but also diagnostics, and physicians have benefit by the innovation that you do. Sometimes the innovation is not so much offering care that was not available for the patients. Sometimes it is better care, or the care is easier to do so that the physicians can do a lot more, so it's more cost effective, etc. There's something else that I must say. When you look at medtech, biotech startups, only 1 in 20 survives the first 5 years. So this is a brutal selection, and many companies just die off. And that's because there's so much risk involved, because an innovation could be very nice when you did your trials, or when you had it in your mind and you did your proof of concept, but when you translate it to humans, for example, it might not work. Or the cost of developing your innovation are that huge, you didn't see that coming when you started it, or there's a lack of money to take into your company for investments. The investors are reluctant to invest in your company. These are all very hard phases to mitigate. They call it in the biotech startup industry the valley of death, especially because you have a huge amount of investments that are needed to mature your innovation at one hand, and at the other hand you have very limited to no income, because your innovation is not yet on the market, or you have your innovation on the market but there are quite some hurdles. For example, the health insurance companies still need to embrace it, or there comes a new competitor that has similar innovation or is even better, and all these things make your life a lot harder than you might have anticipated. So I do love the innovation. You have cross-pollination between all kinds of specialists. Also, it is an exciting field to be active in, but also very adrenaline loaded, because the risks are so huge and it is hard to make it. Until now, all the companies that I was involved in are still here, so that's quite an exception to the rule. But I must tell you this to give you a heads up, because it's not always that nice, and very often, more often than not, those companies will fail and go bankrupt, or have to be stopped on another way. Founder in car, out.